Hello, my name is Jeff Mearns, and I have the good fortune to serve as the president of Ball State University. The world has undergone many profound changes in the last 20 years. 2 decades ago, I went to Blockbuster to rent DVDs for my children. When I needed directions, I got maps from AAA, and I couldn't take a selfie because my phone didn't have a camera. In the year 2000, only about half of Americans were online, and I wasn't one of them. And the iPhone, a device that has radically transformed our daily lives, the iPhone was still just a concept of the future. During that same year, the Virginia B. Ball Center for Creative Inquiry was founded. The center was named after Virginia Ball, a philanthropist who married Edmund F. Ball, the son of one of the founding members of our university. Virginia was known for her grace, for her sense of adventure, and for her support of causes that were important to her. Causes that included innovative education, the environment, and the arts and humanities. Virginia was equally committed to preserving the Ball family legacy of forging meaningful and productive relationships between our university and the local community. So for the past 20 years, through the center that bears her name, our students and our faculty have immersed themselves in dozens of creative projects that have addressed various challenges and opportunities for partnering businesses and organizations in our community. These immersive learning experiences that define the mission of the Virginia B. Ball Center, they have been adopted by our university as the hallmark of a distinctive Ball State education. Virginia passed away in 2003. In the final years of her life, she loved visiting with VBC students and attending their performances, their exhibitions, and their research presentations. What she loved the most, though, was talking with these students, hearing firsthand what inspired them to want to pursue fulfilling careers and to lead meaningful lives. Today, as a new generation of young women and young men participate in VBC seminars right here at the Kitzelman Center, we have Virginia's beneficence to thank for the many innovative educational seminars that have inspired meaningful change in the lives of our students and our faculty, as well as in the lives of our friends and our neighbors.
The Virginia Ball Center began when the university was on one of its capital fund drives.
And so the president of the university and the provost went to call on Virginia. They knew that she had been, at one point in her life, a music teacher in Texas. So they thought, well, we'll get her to name the music building after her. So they went to call on her, and she said she wasn't interested. She said, you know, I may give you some money, but I'm not interested in buildings. I'm really interested in the students. So I put together all the innovative ideas that were going on in undergraduate education at the time in this proposal and gave it to the president, and he said, this is kind of complicated. Would you mind going with me when we explain the project to Virginia? So we went down and we made the pitch. John Homerton called me the next week and said, well, Virginia has agreed to fund the center. I said, oh, that's great. He said, on one condition. I said, what's that? He said, that you run it. And that's how we got started.
As corny as it may sound, I mean, that's the ideal. That's what you want education to be.
I have known about the VBC since I arrived on this campus. In my interview, I learned about it. It was a big selling point. I thought when I learned about the possibility of this semester-long class that would be 15 credits, and you would be able to interview the students and choose them from across campus from different disciplines, and I couldn't even believe there was such a thing in the world, and I thought it was an amazing idea.
The other thing about it that's really cool is the interdisciplinarity of it, because I had in the English department, I mostly teach English majors. And when I teach a BBC class or a provost immersive class, I get students from all over campus.
Because I wasn't an expert in the areas that I was exploring, it really made me, I think, rely on the students a lot more, and that we were learning together, and that, each of them was coming with a certain amount of expertise.
Joe often said that the people who could decentralize the teaching in their classes were far more successful at VBC than the ones who felt they had to lead and know everything.
All of the stretching and the pushing that I can do in a 3-credit-hour course is limited by the fact that it's just one 3-credit-hour course. But at the VBC, I was able to completely devote myself to the scholarship of teaching, to trying to get the best outcomes I could with this group of students in one semester.
One of the things about the VBC that's so magnificent is that it keeps you on topic, but not in a silo. You're thinking about that topic from multiple disciplines, multiple approaches, but you're still focused on that one idea.
So if you would ask most students who were in a Virginia Ball seminar what it was like, they would say it's like we were working in a business. We were doing a creative project together.
The students really had all the freedom to decide how to work together with the constraint that we were working together 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And I told them, we're going to run this, again, like a business, essentially.
Once they knew it was their responsibility to make this the thing they wanted it to be, it was incredible what they did.
For the past 18 years or so, I've been taught to memorize things. And in this class, I've actually learned something and been able to apply it to real life. This is the first serious thing that I've done with my major. And so it feels really good to know that I can do this and that I've chosen the right career path.
I no longer want just a corporate job someday. I can truly see myself getting into policy and getting into my community and really engaging with them.
The whole process we took, it has really changed all of us.
It's so many people that I never would have met if I hadn't done this class, but I can't imagine doing anything without them now.
I would be surprised if I'm ever in an environment where everyone is as determined and motivated and just kind to each other ever again, because this class has really just been wholesome.
Honestly, the hardest part about doing the work is that you don't realize how hard it is on you until it's a little bit too late and you're like, oh no, why am I eating an entire gallon of ice cream at midnight in my bed? And you're like, oh yeah, maybe it's because I had a rough day in class.
The revolution never comes quite as fast as I would like. I would like us to do VBC from freshman to senior year.
My students grew so much as human beings in this class, and in turn, I came to understand the complexity of who they are in a way that I felt like I needed to remember after 20 years of teaching. Not that I forgot, but I wasn't seeing it in the same way.
One of the things that my students taught me when I taught my seminar in 2006 is that it's okay to say, I don't know. And when your students ask a difficult question, you don't have to be the immediate expert. It's like, I don't know, but we'll find out together. And I love thinking about that now, particularly when the world is so uncertain, that this experience of making something new and collaborating as a group is just good practice for being in the world.
soon as I heard about this class and heard about this opportunity, like I knew this was where I was supposed to be. And I'm just so proud and thankful that I had the opportunity to be involved in a class like this. It's very different than any other class that I've ever taken, and I think that it's preparing me for grad school. It's preparing me for the future in ways that I never thought possible. So that has been such a positive experience to have.
It's still the highlight of my teaching career. Hands down, it was absolutely amazing.
I wish that education was more surrounded in immersive learning projects, and I'm glad that Ball State has the Virginia Ball Center.
Thank you, Virginia Ball Center, for giving me that opportunity and the ability to see for the first time in my life what I really want to do and be passionate and excited about it.
From what I know about her, she would be so proud of these students, and I would tell her how grateful they are, how they would visit her portrait and thank her. What her legacy at Ball State has done is change life after life after life. And so if I could talk to her, I would say thank you. And to everyone who worked with her to make this a possible opportunity at Ball State. As a teacher and a writer, it was amazing for me.
My work here, it changed my life. I mean, I'm obviously the center's biggest fan, and so to be able to steward it into the next decade, it's an honor.
I hope you have enjoyed hearing more about the distinctive history of the Virginia B. Ball Center and the transformative impact the center has had on so many people in its first 20 years. As we look ahead to our university's bright future, I anticipate that many more faculty and students will benefit from future VBC experiences that invite them to tackle difficult, real-world problems with elegant and creative solutions. In doing so, they will continue to uphold Virginia's legacy for many years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You have changed my life, and Virginia Ball has changed my life.
I would just like to thank you for your generosity.
Well, I think I want to thank you for taking the challenge and for doing it so well. It's all your show, and I'm very proud of you all. Thank you for letting me share you.